Hi friends, how are you doing? I hope the Diwali went well with friends and family. I hope you have enjoyed a lot of fireworks and crackers in the nights of light. I thought maybe I can add up something to the crackers to burn in this Diwali. At least from this Diwali. I thought maybe it's time for all of us to burn out a myth which is inside our mind, which has been given from last 3 generations, called sugar disease, or also known as diabetes, which is told to us that it has no cure. It can be only controlled by means of some medicines, tablets, and some injection, which is actually a myth. And I am trying to add that myth to this Diwali crackers to burnt upon, because there is a cure for sugar or diabetes without a single rupee. Well, before entering into the cure for this, I thought it would be good to understand what sugar is. Then it will be easier. What exactly is sugar? When a person becomes sugar patient or a patient of diabetes, a diabetes mellitus, any individual, it may be he or she, is becoming a sugar patient when that individual has been told by a doctor or a medical practitioner or a lab technician saying a number which is not as per the scale matrix which has been developed by certain standard bodies for medical industry, right? Which the scale will always come down and go up. It's as per how the business of sugars medicines market is happening, is how it works basically. Whatever it may be, when you hear this number, that person may be a doctor or a medical practitioner or whomever it may be, he or she will say that you are having sugar issue and you are having diabetes, and they will say a lot of names. It may be high sugar or low sugar or whatever it may be. So that is when a person becomes sugar patient as per so-called bookly knowledge. Fine. Now let us understand what exactly is this sugar doing in our body, why it is there inside our body, why its presence is there inside us. Now imagine that all the living beings cell is like a football, and that football is having a small door for getting something in and throwing something out. Just imagine this thing. I hope you all already know that all the living beings are made up of numerous particles called cells, which are our very primary building blocks. Now animal cell has something called cell wall, which most of the plant cell don't have. And since this sugar disease or the diabetes is only reserved for humans, let us say that we are speaking about animal cells here in this context. Of course there are new trends are coming up for the pet dogs and puppies are also having sugar these days. That is another myth of business actually. However, coming back to the context of cell and sugar, a cell will have, or a cell always have, lot of content inside it. It's called protoplasm, cytoplasm, nucleus, DNA, RNA, ribosomes, lysosomes, Golgi apparatus. Like this, lot of things are there. And there is one more thing called mitochondria that is present in every cell of all the living beings. That can be any cell, there will be a mitochondria. The mitochondria is also known as powerhouses of the cell. Why it is called powerhouses of the cell? Because it gives the power to the cell. Why a cell need power? A cell need power so that it can do its function. So when each cell is getting power from each of its own mitochondria, each of those cells will function, which means actually they will be alive. So combination of all the cells is called tissue, and the tissue made building blocks and make every organ, and then it forms every system. All the systems form the human body, or any body in that case actually. So for a cell to function or being alive, there is a power needed, which will be given by the powerhouses of cell, which is mitochondria. Now imagine this mitochondria as a stove, right? Maybe an induction stove or a rocket stove or a firewood stove, whichever it is. Just imagine as a stove, and the fuel for the stove is nothing but glucose. So the mitochondria uses glucose and use the oxygen from the air which we are inhaling and exhaling, and it burn it and it produce power, and the power will be supplied to the cell. Now this glucose should come from outside of the cell, and how it will come? It will come through the bloodstream. In bloodstream, not only sugar or glucose will come, there will be everything will come, all the other minerals, chemicals, salts, vitamins, other nutrients, proteins, lot of things will come, and the cell wall will pull everything inside whatever that particular cell is required, except the glucose. Before letting the glucose inside the cell wall will ask a question to that glucose, whether are you a good sugar or are you a bad sugar. Now what is good sugar or bad sugar, I'll tell in some time. After asking this question, if the glucose is a good sugar, then it will be taken inside the cell and put inside mitochondria. It will get burned and produce the power to the cell. If it is a bad glucose, it will be not allowed inside, and it will directly sent to the excretory system and excreted through three main ways. One is your urine, another one is sweat, another one is your stool and fecal materials. Now you just imagine there are a lot of urine tests happening for any sugar patients, so-called sugar patients, and what they are checking in that urine is the bad sugar, which is identified by each of the cell body, and then also identified as these are not good for the cells, so it has been sent out of the body, and the medical field is taking that and testing it, and then measuring the sugar content of that urine. They are saying the person is having a diabetes issue. It is like, in simple words, I am coming to your home one day, and I am collecting all the wastewater coming out from your kitchen after doing all your food preparation, and I am saying this water which is coming out of your kitchen is not good. So your kitchen is bad. It is not having anything good. Your kitchen is also infected. Don't you think that I am a fool? And this is what happening in the urine test for diabetes patients. The body is identifying and doing its naturally given work of eliminating the bad things from your bloodstream, and that has been tested saying the body is doing wrong. This is one side of the myth, so please don't adhere to it. Now what is good sugar and bad sugar? I told you, when the sugar or glucose is trying to enter the cell wall will ask a question whether you are a good sugar or bad sugar. And how will it find good sugar or bad sugar? Good sugar will have a certification called insulin. Insulin is a certification which is been given to each of the sugar particle by pancreas. So pancreas will create insulin, and that insulin will be adhering only to the sugar which is digested properly, which is called good sugar. If the sugar is digested properly, that is good sugar. If the sugar is not digested properly, that is bad sugar. Good sugar is having characteristics which can be adhered to the insulin. So good sugar will have the insulin certification and get inside the cell and burned by the mitochondria, and it gives the energy to the organ and your body. bad sugar or the sugar which are not digested properly, which will not allow to enter into your cell, and that will be excreted through your excretory system. This is how your bloodstream and pancreas work. So sugar patients or diabetes is not a disease which is said to be as or said to be told as disorder of pancreas. Your pancreas is working correctly. That is the reason your urine is having all the waste sugars. So sugar is a disease where your affected part or affected portion is your assimilation process, not your pancreas. Okay, now let's go a little bit deep inside here. What is good sugar and what is bad sugar? Before going that, we will see another normal doubts which you may get. Okay, so let me take an example of like this. You are having breakfast today morning or tomorrow morning, and out of that breakfast food, your bloodstream got, let's say, 500 good sugars. Only 300 good sugar are needed by your body at the time. So what your body will do is it will use the 300 good sugars, and the remaining 200 it will keep inside or on your brain, your bone marrows, and on the top of your kidneys and some part of your spleen. These are all your wardrobe, or the wardrobe for sugar, we can say. Now, in which way these extra good sugars will be added and stored is called glycogen. You can think about it. All those sugar patients or all the people who are considered to be there in diabetes will have these two terms. One is sugar and then another one is glucose. No one will speak much about glycogen. Glycogen is nothing but, let's say you have earned 500 rupees today, and only 300 is needed for your expense for the day. Remaining 200 rupees, what you will do? You will keep it inside your locker. You will save it for future, right? Now imagine that 200 rupees is in the form of coins. 201 rupee coin, if it is there, what you will do? You will change it into 200 rupee notes, or you will change it into 200 rupee currency. So this changing is called glycogen. Your coins or glucose, and the currency note which we are changing is the glycogen. So whenever there is not enough sugar in the bloodstream for the body, your body will take this glycogen which is stored in already and use it. Now afternoon you are having your lunch. At the time, out of that food, say 200 good sugar are there, but your body needs 300 good sugar. So 100 sugar is in shortage. In this time, your body will take the stored sugar from morning breakfast, those glycogens which has been saved, it will take that and put it inside your bloodstream. So this will go inside your each cell, and the remaining 300 bad sugar will be excreted through your excretory systems. Now when you are checking with the needle of sugar's number, this is what you are checking basically. Due to the shortage of good sugar, your body is taking the stored glycogen and mixing in the blood, and at that time is when you are taking your sugar monitor or sugar metric test to take that number, and then you are seeing a number, you think that your blood sugar is high. That is actually wrong. Your body is trying to cure itself, and it is trying to compromise, or it is trying to satisfy the inadequate sugar requirement inside your blood. Now this is what happening. Now you have still 100 sugar left in your storage, and then in the night dinner you are eating and you get only 100 good sugars, and you have another 100 in your store, another 100 is in shortage. Now what will happen? So 200 will be used, 400 bad sugar which is not digested properly will be sent through your excretory system, and then you will feel fainted because 100 good sugar shortage is there inside your blood for some part of your body cells. At that time what will happen is your body generally will take rest, because it will try to take the energy shortage from some other means. At the time it will not be able to do its function, so it will make you to shut down for some time. So when you are in relaxed mode, the body will create and absorb the energy from other sources, which I will tell you in some another video clearly. This is how a sugar patient will get faint. So this is the whole scenario of the sugar. Now how the body will take is through adrenaline. Adrenaline will be released whenever there is a shortage in your blood sugar, and then the adrenaline will check in your brain, in your bone marrows, and in your spleen for the stored glycogen. If it is there, it will take the glycogen and pour into the bloodstream and mix it. If it is not there, the adrenaline will just circulate in your bloodstream. Adrenaline usually happens when there is a imminent threat has been identified. Threat is not only somebody when we are coming to hit us, or when we are getting inside an accident, or when we are entering into a fight. For the body's biological system, if there is something which is shortage, which is necessary mandate, that itself is a emergency. So only the adrenaline will get released. Now this is how your blood pressure will go high, and if the adrenaline itself is not good, the blood pressure will go low. So this is how what these people are saying, it's as high sugar and low sugar, high BP and low BP. Now what will happen is, instead of understanding these, instead of giving this knowledge to the patient and ask the person to make more good sugar from the food, that how to make it I'll tell you. But instead of giving this advice or this knowledge, what medical industry is doing, it is giving a sugar pill. Now what sugar pill is doing, it goes and suppresses the pancreas, and it pushes the pancreas to release the insulin for all the sugar, that is for both good sugar and the bad sugar. So your bad sugar will also get a certificate of insulin and get inside your cell, burn inside by your mitochondria. The power went would be impure power, which will affect each and every part of your body. And slowly, this sugar pills will be increased. The power of the sugar pills will be increased slowly, because your pancreas is a natural organ which will try to overcome the suppression of these tablets, but you are adding more power to the tablets. At one stage, what will happen, the medical practitioner will tell you that we can't go with increasing any more power with your tablets, so you have to start taking insulin injections. Now the insulin injection is more vaster than anything. You know what insulin injection will do? It will go and tell pancreas, you don't need to do anything, I have got it myself itself, so I will only give. So it will directly give the insulin to all the food sugars, whether it is digested properly or not digested properly. It will get accumulated, which will get into numerous diseases, starting from your BP, heart attack, cholesterol, and you might have seen there will be dismantling of feet, and then till knee, and then till the whole leg will happen for sugar patients. Usually this is happened due to one of the effect of this insulin, because your cells are digesting the bad sugar, which will give bad energy, which will create waste inside the living organs. So don't go for this sugar tablets or insulin, or don't at all first believe sugar is a disease and it cannot be cured. It is completely cured. All you just need to do is make more good sugar from your food. So good sugar will give good glucose, will get good power to your cell, and then if the sugar is not properly good or properly digested, and that will go out. Simple. It's very simple. You can cure the sugar by this very completely. Now, how to make good sugar? Any food, all the food has sugar actually. The final product of any food will be derived into sugar and glucose, maybe different names, carbohydrates, starch, fats, but end product would be a glucose or glycogen mostly. So how you have to eat food is a simple technique. It's a simple cure for whatever the stage of diabetes you are in. Any food you are eating has to be digested in 3 stages: one in your mouth or buccal cavity, and then in your stomach, and then in your intestine, that is inclusive of small and large intestine. If the food which you are eating is getting digested in all these 3 parts, when it is mixing into the bloodstream after your intestine, all the sugar particles will be good sugar. Now you may think, I am also eating in the same way, then why I am getting bad sugar? Because nobody or majority of the people eating way is not proper, so that the first stage of digestion which is happening in the buccal cavity or which should be happening in the mouth is not getting proper. Why? Because people are eating with your mouths open, I mean the lips open, with this sound. Don't do that sound. If you don't have time, then don't eat just for the name of eating or just for the sake of time it has been, so you have to eat. Don't eat it. Due to save time, due to the reason of you have to eat your food fast, you are eating with your mouth or lips wide open. The problem starting from there. Every human's buccal cavity is ended up with 21 different glands. The buccal glands are the first stage of digestion of any food. It may be any food. What you are saying as junk food, or what you are saying as healthy food, whatever the food it may be, the first stage of digestion happens in your buccal cavity. And when you are eating your lips wide open, the atmospheric oxygen will affect a lot of the 21 secretion of your 21 glands in your buccal cavity, which means your stage 1 digestion is itself improper. When it is going inside stomach with undigested, the secretion in stomach will not be sufficient to digest all, and then through intestine the same thing repeats. So the most of the food which you are eating will give more bad sugar. Maybe you can say, for the name's sake, you can make a tick mark that you have had your lunch faster on the day at the time, but whether it is useful or not, you have to think. So sugar is not a disease, and it is not at all not curable. It is completely curable. It is just a condition of myth and misinformation. So take your time to eat. If you are eating little also, no problem, but eat by your lips closed. Of course, when you are starting right now, it will take time. Your jaws will have pain for the first 7 to 10 days, because you are trying to change something which you have been practicing for 25 to 30 or 40 years. So overnight you can't do it, and it will take more time. For eating one idli, you may need 10 minutes. For eating one dosa, you may need 15 minutes. For eating one burger, you may need 45 minutes it will take, because it's a very big lifestyle change which you are doing after at least 25 to 30% of your lived life. So have patience for 7 to 10 days. Start eating by your lips closed. That's it. This one thing will cure sugar completely, and it will not let the so-called condition of sugar near to you. So my friends, this is just a quick context I have said about sugar. Maybe in further days I'll explain it more. If you have any more doubts or try to understand more about this in detail, you can leave the comment. Whichever the way, the basic point is there is nothing as sugar disease or diabetes mellitus as an uncurable disease. It is completely curable, and it is just a condition. Just eat nicely, happily, eat whatever you want to eat, no restriction. Just eat whatever you like to eat by your lips closed. That is more than enough. You will not get any disease actually. Okay, so at least let us start this from this Diwali, and have a great day.